The amazing thing was, this wasn't just a momentous week in terms of the change of the monarch. It had already been a history-making week because we were up in Scotland, because the Queen was overseeing the changeover of Prime Minister. Liz Truss had arrived shortly after Boris Johnson had left Balmoral Castle on the Tuesday. The whole country and all of us had been expecting that momentous change of Prime Minister, which in itself was an important occasion. We were up in Scotland. We chose to stay on for another 24 hours. We felt like we had a few more stories to pick up there. And then on the Wednesday night, we received word that the Queen had pulled out of a Privy Council Zoom meeting. Now, over the course of the previous 12 months, we knew that she'd had some health ailments. She experienced COVID, of course, back in February of 2022, but had been able to continue working virtually on these Zoom meetings. So the fact that, for the first time to our knowledge, she'd pulled out of a Zoom meeting, if she wasn't well enough to get in front of a computer screen and basically oversee a meeting of a dozen or so people, then something was seriously wrong. We made it back to Balmoral that night. We're there the next morning. We were the first journalists on the ground there at Balmoral. And then what played out was obviously a history-making, history-defining day. I received phone calls from people close to the palace who told me not to go anywhere, that the Queen's health had deteriorated to the extent that the change of sovereign was going to happen that day. And I think the truth is that it all happened very quickly.